The infamous.
And you're
What up, the YouTubes?
What's up, everybody?
I am.
And there's Twitch.
Hello, Twitch.
What's up,
Is it actually Twitch? Is Twitch actually on? Let me see.
We don't
You
know.
tell me. You're the one controlling.
I'm loading it up.
And we still need a robot voice.
Yeah, well, we haven't started yet.
Have you ever had wasabi
Yeah, you're live. I
and
just
soy
got the
almonds?
Yeah, it's live. Have I ever had wasabi almonds?
Wasabi soy almonds.
I haven't. I'm not a big fan of wasabi as a flavor for food.
I like them.
I mean, it'll be spicy, but wasabi has like a weird kind of sour spice to it that I can't really get behind.
I know. I think that's why I like it.
It might be. Because you do obsess with dew.
Yeah.
Which is like a soury kind of sweet. So maybe it's the spicy dew. Maybe
Did you just say something bad about Mountain Dew? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man?
I didn't. I just described its flavor as soury sweet, which is not wrong. So if you take that as negative, you can go fuck yourself.
Ooh.
Well, Jordan should go fuck himself first.
Probably.
Already did.
As long as I can.
Already did.
Hey.
Okay, well, I've been recording for a minute. So
I'm recording now.
At all, so
we should
recording
start
now.
that.
So now that I'm recording,
do your 66.
I'm gonna do 66.
66.
66.
Oh.
3 more episode, guys.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Y'all are so immature. God.
66. Tried to make it like a robot singing Route 66.
Did you sing it in your head?
66.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was just like, on the highway, you know, to LA.
Oh, God.
Come get your sticks.
All right, I'm ready
Route
when y'all
66.
Yeah, let's do it. Get rickety wrecked, son.
Yeah, rickety wreck, son.
Wreck, son.
All right. So that means it's P's turn.
It is my turn. Yep.
Yeah. This is so much easier to remember now that we're back in order.
I agree.
Going backwards for some reason is just too hard.
Yeah, like not only was going backwards too hard, but we messed up one week, and instead of just being like, it's fine, we'll just keep going, we were like,
all right, it's reverse order now.
It's fucking reverse now. There's no fix. There's nothing we can do until one day where we mess up again.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did.
And then by the gods.
Oh,
we
shit.
did. All right.
Ready? Yeah, let's
go.
Finger one. And then here's number 2. And
3, 2, 1, go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I am here. They are here. We are here. You are.
I'm here in body and only half here in spirit because I just woke up from an accidental 5-hour nap. So
we almost had. Hold on. Welcome to the show. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
We almost had the greatest comedy intro ever. Me and Jordan. We had this whole thing planned out, and it was going to be great. But then, Bryce ruined it. So
yeah, I ruined it by showing up. We're like, all right, he's dead. We need to move on. They couldn't text me for a few hours, and they immediately go to DEFCON fucking 6. It's like, he's dead. Patrick slaps Jordan. He's dead, Jordan. Get over it.
Yeah.
Fucking dead. Dude, for me, 15 minutes, you don't respond, you're dead.
Yeah. And we were sad. We went through all the emotional.
Did you have like a eulogy for me in your mind, at least?
I mean, there was no time for that.
Oh, okay.
We did a whole thing together. It was amazing.
This was gonna be such a great episode, and then you shut up.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Oh,
bring the episode down.
Hold on.
Okay.
That was actually really mean, and I was just talking about the intro. Like,
I know, I'm joking. Bryce knows I love him. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm starting to question a little bit.
Yeah.
That one. I mean, that was a fucking zinger.
Bryce.
Zing.
Come on, let's go.
Anyway.
All right, there you go.
No, you're supposed to hold up one side. right? And then somebody else holds up. You got to hold up the other.
For fuck's sake, it's too much. There you go. You guys did it already, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
just this visual joke. If you guys don't know what the fuck we were doing, check out our Twitch.tv and our YouTube. This isn't a mindless show. This is just us being helpful.
Sure. Everybody knows you keep relationships alive by making the form of a heart with your hands.
But only one half doing one and the other one having the other.
Exactly.
On camera, where it's like reverse, so really you're both holding up the same hand.
Shut up, Bryce. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I had a pretty good week. Dropped Skylar off at the airport, so she's in Texas right now.
Oh shit! Why is she in Texas?
Visiting family.
She's told us about that.
Yeah. My wife talked about DEFCON 6 or whatever.
87.
Exactly. DEFCON 9000. 9001.
It's over 9,000. Yeah.
Over 9,000. And honestly, obviously I had the worries, bringing her to the airport, but it was kind of a semi-funny experience. And so first of all, my wife's never flown before, and Skylar, neither of my kids have flown either. And I've been on an airplane a couple times now. So I go to the early as hell, 4 a.m. I wake up.
Let's get through security for 2 hours.
No, actually, so we get to the airport, right? We walk in, and I go to the Southwest desk because I had to get like the pass to go through security with her.
Yeah,
so I
can bring her to the gate. You can bring her to the gate. Yeah.
So I go up and I look, right? There's people standing at the fucking kiosk thing, okay? And then there's people like that go in line to the lady at the desk. So I'm watching what they're doing, and the people in these long ass lines are literally just using the kiosk to get their thing to strap onto the bags that they're checking, right?
Right.
I'm like, well, she doesn't have check bag. So I go to lady at the desk. I skipped 5,000 people in line.
Yeah.
Nice.
I told her what I was there for, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be speaking with you. And she's like, no, but I'm not going to make you go. It's fine. And she just did it all. She's like, there you go.
Nice.
so then we walk, and we're going through security, right? And now this is all crazy to Skylar. She's never had to go through this before. And it went smooth. Not only did it go smooth, but as we were walking to where the big ass security area is, they're like, the other side is now open with no wait. I'm like, walk over there. We were in a security line for 10 minutes tops.
Jesus Christ.
Dude. Airport ninja over here.
Right. And then we go to the area and then we go to the gate. Now we're 30 minutes early to the gate, whatever.
Better be late or better than being late, right?
I go to the lady at the desk and I'm like, so I have her, she's unaccompanied minor, and she goes, hold on. And she's essentially a black mama, right? Grandma. And she's like, how old are you? And she's like 14. She's like, honey, she is not an unaccompanied minor. She is a young traveler. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I got a fucking young traveler, bitch. What do you want?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, she can go ahead and board with the families. And I was like, oh, cool. So she got like better boarding than her actual ticket was.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Because apparently when you get airplane tickets, and I don't know if you guys, when's the last time you guys have been on an airplane?
Never.
Oh,
I have no idea what you guys are talking about right now. I'm just going along.
It was a few years ago.
Okay.
When I went to visit my brother in Texas. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Did you have to, when you got your ticket, did you get like a specific seat on the plane?
Yes.
You know, it doesn't work that way now. Now you buy
boarding.
No, now you buy by
Is it by area, by section?
No, it's like by priority. And
really?
The sooner you go in, the better seat you pick. Now, granted, you don't get to be like, oh, I'm going to go to business class when it's economy. If you paid for an economy ticket, you're in economy. But you'll go and be like, oh, I want that window seat. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Oh, so like whatever cabin you're in,
you have carte blanche to whatever seat you want.
Yeah, based on your boarding order. So because they bumped Skylar to be allowed to board with families, she texted me when she got on. She's like, got a window seat. I was like, So, dude, it was so crazy though, because the lady on the mic, the black mama, the fucking grandma, she, I promise you, is like, all right, everybody repeat after me. I have 2 carry-ons. One goes in the top and one goes under the seat with in front of you. I didn't hear you say it. Y'all need to say it. And it was hilarious.
This plane won't get up until y'all say it.
And then she sang happy birthday to somebody on the fucking microphone thing. Yeah. And tried to get everybody to sing along with her.
Jeez.
I, of course, did not, and we just laughed or whatever. But so that was essentially the crazy thing I did this week. She's in Texas. She's having fun. She landed safe. Southwest seems good enough. And I'm surprised you've never been on an airplane, Jordan. You've never went through security or been in the airport that far, anything like that?
No, the farthest I've been is like, so the Orlando International Airport, right? When you go in and like you get past like the restaurants and the gift shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's as far as I've been.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I've been in a couple of airports. They're all kind of pretty much the same, and security sucks, and you wait in long ass line. Although this, dude, people started taking their shoes off and stuff. They were walking around. They're like, keep your shoes on, keep everything in your pockets, put your bag up here.
No sudden movements.
No, they were like in super relaxed mode for some reason. I don't know.
That's actually more terrifying to me.
Yeah, right. Because they're just trying to move everybody through because they're looking for somebody.
That's the kind of shit that does not work out. What airport was this? Was this Sanford or Orlando?
No, it was Orlando. Yeah, but
really, they had a relaxed atmosphere at Orlando. Orlando's usually like.
But TSA doesn't do anything except for serve as a annoyance to prevent things from happening. Like people fly with well, they did up until obviously now we're worried about terrorists, but people would fly with like, oops, I accidentally left my knife or my gun in my bag. Like that kind of thing. Like my grandfather, I think, made it all the way through security 15 years ago with a knife in his pocket. So like,
jeez, really?
Yeah. It wasn't the same
15 years ago.
Probably
only 2 years. Yeah, I'm going to say 20-something years ago.
I always forget how old I am, right?
Yeah.
And how young I really was. So probably like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 years after 9/11. I'm going to go ahead and say that didn't happen.
Probably even longer ago than that.
Yeah.
So I'd have been a kid.
In the year 2000, you could walk through security. You didn't even need one of those gate passes that you had to get to walk your kid to the gate. You could just go to the gate.
Everyone could go to the gate with you.
It was a thing in the movies where you would run to the airport and go to the gate so you can try and catch them before they leave on their flight so you can tell them you love them and stuff. That was a 80s and 90s movie trope. You can't do that anymore because the moment you do, security would kill you.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, this person's obviously insane and trying to blow up a plane.
Well, and again, whether or not the things that I say happened or didn't happen isn't the fucking point. The point is that I fucking said it, and it's funny and doesn't make sense. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I have a hard time because in that moment, it was as if you were a film. And I was just like, that makes sense. And then I started forming a universe where that would make sense in my brain, trying to equal out and make up for it. And I was just like, in that universe, 9/11 never happened.
Doing, in all forwardness, though, doing what I do, talking on said microphone with you guys. Right. Sometimes I just embellish or make things up. Everybody does that. It's cool to do. It's fine. I don't know if you're supposed to admit that, though. Oh, you're not?
No, you're not supposed to admit that on the show. Everything we say is real.
Fuck.
Actually, I will say, I don't think I've ever truly embellished. My life is just that fucking weird. Like, let's be real here. The scythe thing with it breaking after like a few swings, that happened.
Honestly, Bryce, one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life is you trying to scythe your front grass. In fact, If nobody's seen this video,
yeah, we have a video of it on the Facebook.
Please go watch it.
Yeah, on our Facebook. That shit is so funny, man.
We
that
should
was
put
a
it on
great
the
day.
YouTube channel. I don't know why it's not on the YouTube channel.
Oh, we could put. We'll probably try and upload it on the YouTube as like a special little anniversary. Whoops, we're a few months late for the anniversary. Here's Bryce cutting grass.
Oh,
but
man.
failing because his scythe he bought, it's only $60 on Amazon. Spoiler alert: scythes are usually like $200 to $300.
Well,
that's just the quality.
That's what happens.
I still have that thing because Amazon let me keep it.
I want to ask you a question.
What?
I'm assuming it's in your garage, right? How often
yes, I did move it to the garage.
How often do you go to your garage?
Once every 2 to 3 weeks.
That's exactly what I was figuring, and I don't know why.
Why? I mean, you should convert your garage into like a chill dude room.
That'd be sweet.
Here's the problem. It gets hot as fuck in there.
Dude, no. We throw up some fucking insulation and some drywalls and fucking a AC unit. You get the money and I'll help you do it.
I mean, I'd be down for that if I could get the money for it to make it into something. It already has plumbing of sorts.
Yeah.
And that has water.
I tripped over some of it and fucking almost killed myself that one time. So there's that.
Oh, yeah, when you fucked your foot up.
Yeah, I fucked my foot up fixing Bryce's house.
Yeah. Happens.
Good times.
Yeah, it was good times. So, we do actually, before we go into our stories and such for the week, because I have some weird ass shit I want to talk about and some cool awesomeness that is to ensue. We're super close to crossing, and it's not even like I don't know how long we've had our new server or whatever, but once we cross, I guess 1,000. We should do something cool. So maybe we'll release those videos on YouTube or Twitch or something like when that happens. So people listen if you want to see cool things.
I want to talk about something real quick, and I'm kind of dying of laughter on the inside right now.
On the whole inside? Like on the inside of your soul?
On the inside of my soul.
All
so I think I've mentioned it a couple of times that I play a game on my phone called Game of Thrones Conquest.
Oh.
And
yeah, you're utterly obsessed with it, and you're like King Jordan of Jordington. And
I wish. No, we merged servers, and like, it's crazy. There's people much higher than me. Anyway, so they know that I do a podcast, right? There's a small group of people, it's like 5 of us that know I do a podcast, but they don't know anything about me.
It's 5.
They don't know what it's called or nothing like that. Right now, one of the guys was going on a scavenger hunt with the littlest amount of information that he knew. And I have no idea, but he just fucking found it.
Whoa. That's
hilarious.
Cool and creepy, like simultaneously.
They're really good people, but holy shit, it is funny.
Are they?
He's not telling the others, which is awesome because it's going to eat at him. That is amazing. That just blows my fucking mind. I'm going to shout him out. Lewis Lit is his name in the game.
Hey, what up?
What up?
Good job. With no information at all. You fucking found me. That's awesome.
Just don't murder him.
Yeah.
It's actually surprisingly enough, it is deceptively easy to find another human being with no information other than a screen name from a game.
I mean, don't be weird.
I mean, I'm not being weird. I'm just saying there's some people who do that shit. Like I've had to play internet detective a few times for some people.
Yeah.
Just because there are people who are total cunt bags and make threats and such to people I know
for sure
in games, and they get kind of weird with it. So then we make counter threats.
Go too far, man, with the personal shit in this game. In all
I mean, in a Game of Thrones game, I'd be particularly concerned because they're thinking I'm gonna red wedding this asshole. But
for real,
whole fucking family.
That's true.
Like
there's no better way to go out.
I can think of several.
Yeah, several.
In the middle of sex would be preferable to.
Not at all. Not at all would probably be most preferable.
You know what? That kind of terrifies me too, though.
What?
Living forever?
Yeah.
I don't want to live.
living forever kind of terrifies me, but so is an afterlife where I last for infinity. Like if there is some sort of spiritual ending, because not existing forever is also terrifying for me.
I want to turn into a orb of energy and just be able to like orb around the universe.
You basically want to be the Star Trek Enterprise, but you're like a singular Star Trek Enterprise, and you just explore.
Yeah.
Would you expect any less from him, though?
No. I
thought he would have had like a women's.
Can you make up like different personas? Like, because your energy's been part of a lot of different beings, right? Because you've eaten other things to survive. You've come from your parents and your parents' parents. Their energy is all amounted to your moment. Can you drag that part of that energy that was a part of someone else and make them like your Spock?
I'd assume.
No.
No, it's
so every personality is its own energy. Once it becomes your energy, it's just yours.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, other people might be orbing it up and be around. They might have chose to be an orb somewhere else. I don't know.
So this is a choice.
Would you know?
What?
So what is the a la carte afterlife that you're imagining? Like, because you said choice. So is it something where you can choose whatever you want?
Yeah. So you can either unless you're bad, then you're just in hell, right? Or you get auto reset as like in the worst possible economic situation, something horrible to have to live through, you know? Or you get like insta death, like it makes you like
off shit for 3 days and then you die.
Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. Makes you the third boy in a world where you can only have one, something like that. Insta death, you get reset instantly. No points for you.
These are some intense ass rules.
So this is like a karmic system.
Yeah,
where you have some karmic points, and in order to reset you have to live like a terrible life to make up for your assholeness in the life you had.
Yeah. Now you could choose to not reset at all if you were good, and you could just go be an orb around.
So like life is like not the punishment but the proving grounds, and if you come out of it clean, then they're like, hey, you don't have to do that level again. Do you want to do the level where you're just an orb forever? And you're just like, yes. Yes, I do.
Exactly.
I want to see stars explode.
And then once you're an orb, though, you can choose, like, let's say you orb around for, a million years or whatever.
You're like, man, I've seen enough supernovas in my life. Like, I've discovered 3 different forms of life. I really feel like I am bored of orb.
But
and then what's next?
Well, once you're bored of orb, you reset back to a person, and you forget all of your orbing.
So you Men in Black laser thing yourself as a person.
Yeah. And you don't have any orb
light. Huh? So do I get to be like, I want to be a Kardashian, and then all of a sudden I'm a Kardashian, and I have wealth at my fingertips up front, and everyone calls me a self-made billionaire just because I'm in the clothing line already. You get to be one of those kids born to a rich family or something. You get a guaranteed good first run when you're back. But there's no guarantee it'd be with the Kardashians.
No. There's no way to guarantee it's a Kardashian.
Okay.
I also imagine that when you are the orb, like you could like take over someone temporarily.
Ooh. So while you're orbiting around in space, does this someone also apply to like alien species?
Good
Maybe.
Question. Okay.
It depends on how they orb.
Now it shouldn't. Though,
so it has to be a compatible orb.
Yeah,
exactly.
If the orb isn't like, so like let's say they're boring, they're square orbs. You're cool.
Also known as squares.
Why are squares boring, bro?
Well, because it was a play on words.
Thank you.
Like you're a square. You get it?
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop being such a square.
Anyway, we should talk about.
You see, you thought that, and then I thought, if it's a square, it's no longer an orb by definition, because an orb is like a circular thing.
It's spelled differently.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not just orb.
It's OHRBE.
Yes.
Orb.
It's actually pronounced horb.
Stupid. You guys are idiots.
See, for me, I thought of something kind of similar. minus the orbing around. My thing was my perfect afterlife would be basically a character creation system from an RPG.
Okay.
So essentially, I earn a certain number of points in my life that afford me certain perks, right? And so I have that many perk points because my previous life I did good things and all this stuff. So it's like, oh, you have a lot more perk points, so you can choose more positive perks. But the other way you can get positive perks is by choosing negative perks. Like, for instance, I think that all the positive things that have happened in my life are because of positive perks, but I'm short-sighted, or I'm far-sighted, right? Yeah, far-sighted, because that was a negative perk. But I only needed like 1 or 2 perk points. So I'm like, I'm only kinda. That's why my eyesight isn't too bad. But like, that's the thing you can choose. You can choose like
else to add more perk points.
Exactly. Yeah. You take something away, like, oh, you know, you're gonna get cancer. So that's this many positive perk points that you're going to earn from having to go through that trial. You survive it though, but it's just a shitty time. So like, and it's painful, and there's a thing, and you don't know you're going to survive it at the time. So it's terrifying. So all of those things, it's a very negative thing, but it amounts to a certain number of perk points. Now, this isn't to say I literally believe this. This is just my optimal afterlife, in my opinion, because then everything that's ever terrible that's happened to you is your own goddamn fault from before you're born, and everything that's positive that happened is also because you set yourself up for that. And then fate is still self-chosen, so fate can still exist to where I'm predestined to do certain things, and that's why I have like
that's why you're bald.
Well, yeah, this is a negative thing.
I fucked up somewhere.
Well, either you fucked up or you decided, you know what? I want one of my kids to come out slightly more advanced. I need a little bit more.
I gave up a trait.
So you can gain a positive trait or a positive event.
So hold on. But that means that your choice could also be affected. So you can get bonus points or bonus attributes that are automatic that you can't lose. So like, let's say you did really well previous life, or actually, or that's that. No, those could be removed. But how
I think it should be random.
If the parent
get bonuses, but it's random what they are.
No. If the parent was like, I'm going to give up a stat, right, so that my kid is extra smart, whoever their kid ends up being, their orb gets +5 smartness.
Well, that's the thing, though, is it matches you. It's a matchmaking system as well, to where when you say, I want my kids to be this, 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 and this, it'll look for someone who created a character that fits that bill as best it can, which, generally speaking, in the infinite possibilities of different lives and character sheets there will be, there's going to be someone who perfectly fits the bill. And then they will then pull that character, and then that becomes part of your lineage.
This is entirely assuming that it works like a video game like we think.
Well, this is my ideal afterlife, so I designed it. So yeah, it does. I'm not saying this is how it actually works. This is just what I wish it would be. Like when I die and I go to the pearly gates, they're just there because it's like ironic, because they, oh, you're at the pearly gates, you're dead now, oh, welcome to heaven. But really, it's just like, no, we're fucking with you. I'm your game master. Make your character sheet. You're gonna go back.
I want the
like
previous version.
Into, old school RuneScape, and you have to choose your world number.
Yeah, like shit like that. Exactly, bro.
I want to be able to leave. Like the last version of you left a practical joke would be funny. So like every single time you die and go to the pearly gates or whatever, and you're about to reset your character stats, whatever joke you left behind, then, and it could be that something like that, right? And it could just be like, a box of dildos falls on you or some crazy shit.
Okay. Fart machine.
Yeah, a fart machine.
So like you choose an event, and it's like the weird ass thing that you could tell at parties in that life, where it's like, dude, there was an airplane, and somehow it lost a load of dildos, and it rained dildos on me in my car.
Yeah.
And what the fuck? Well, this would only happen to me. And it's just you in reality, just like,
it was
gotcha me
before. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. All right. I don't want to run anything into the ground, so I think we need to talk about something different. I actually think that Jordan's Did Jordan talk all the way about his thing that his friend gave him? The story? Was that the story that you
did you tell the story?
No, it wasn't.
No, you didn't
Should
tell
we
the story.
Take a break and then come back with it?
We
could do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Yeah,
Is it break time already? Holy shit.
It's pretty close, if not exact. Yeah.
All right. Well,
we talked a lot about afterlives.
Well, fuck yeah. We'll be right back.
Bourbon.
All right.
Who needs rails?
Welcome
Life is
to
like a box of RuneScape.
welcome to fucking break, guys. Hey, did you see? Did you see where my? Did you see my pet monster this week? He's just creepily in the bottom of the frame of my.
I didn't notice
my
him.
video.
Hold on. Since we're on break, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, I can't move the tile.
Oh, I should stop the recording.
Yeah, you probably should do that. Thank you.
Probably.
I stopped the recording.
Thank you. Man, get shit done.
Get shit done.
Can you imagine if life worked that way?
Yeah, like you worked like a video game. Well, haven't you seen the
crazy.
Casually Explained video about it's like life or whatever as a video game?
No.
It's fucking hilarious. You should watch it.
One of these years.
Whatever. It's hilarious. I'm gonna watch it right now.
I'm hilarious. Oh man. I'm be right back in a minute.
Where are you going? Are you guys leaving me here by myself?
Yup.
Ah.
Let me get a bottle of water.
Okay. Well, those fucking scrubs are gone. I'm just kidding. They'll never know I said that though, because neither of them are gonna watch the video. So. Oh yeah. Have nothing to say. So yeah, there's that. No, thank you. I'm just kidding.
So here's a fun-filled secret fact for all you folks who watch on things and don't just listen to the show.
What?
My cat, her name before I named her was Chloe.
Really?
Yes. So I changed her name from one of your daughter's names to accidentally naming her after one of Ben's daughters.
That's hilarious.
Right? Yeah, her name Chloe. But no, I mean
just name her Patrick. Okay.
Just name her Patrick? That's a thought. I don't know why I would name my female cat Patrick.
Why not?
I have several reasons. One, she doesn't look like a Patrick.
I think that
she's not bald enough to be a Patrick.
True.
Like I would need her little, because every cat has like little bald spots by their ears. And that's where there's certain glands that give off scent. It's part of the reason why they love it when you rub it so much, because they're like, now you smell like me extra. But it's that would need to be bigger for me to be like, that's a Patrick.
Jordan.
What's up? What are y'all talking about?
So what are we doing after break?
You can do whatever you like.
Things and stuff and such. Mm-hmm.
That's a song I haven't thought about for a long time, Jordan.
These almonds are good.
You're welcome.
Maybe I would like them. I'd have to try them. Wasabi as a flavor just isn't my thing, usually.
So
it's the weirdest idea of a palate cleanser I've ever experienced.
I don't like almonds, so I know
I
don't like those.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
It does. It
like
sure
my
does.
first reaction was like, you don't like almonds, and then I was just like, you know what? Who am I talking to again?
Talking to Jordan.
Things.
Yep. Doesn't like Stranger Things.
No cheese, no Deadpool.
Yep.
Also, probably likes almond milk.
That.
Is down for almond milk, just not almonds.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that. Have you tried almond milk? Have you had a glass of silk? All right, just straight up stub me. That's
I'm trying to think if I ever have. I want to say yes, but off the top of my head,
we should have a science experiment to see if the man who hates almonds likes almond milk.
I don't want to do that.
Why? What's wrong with it? You don't have to drink a whole half gallon. It's just a glass. You gonna die after a glass, fam?
Probably. Maybe I'm allergic to it.
You wouldn't have found out that you're allergic to almonds with the previous attempt at eating almonds that made you decide you don't like them? Or do you not like almonds?
Developed it later, like yesterday.
Is that a thing with allergies? Where you just randomly develop them?
In time.
That's just
weird. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not a doctor, so.
I'm not a doctor.
Where'd Patrick go?
Wait, was that not true?
No. No, it wasn't true.
What wasn't true?
You know.
What?
I was just reading something, and it's possible that Jefferson holy shit. There was a dude who was a journalist, and he was known as a scandal monger.
Excuse me.
And he was hired by the guy who was trying to go up against John Adams.
Okay.
And basically he made an anti-Adams pamphlet which called John Adams a hideous hermaphroditical character who has neither the force and firmness of a man nor the gentleness and sensibility of a woman.
Damn.
It's like you're a hermaphrodite and you don't even have the good traits of both sides. You have the shit traits of both sides.
Jeez.
And it worked. The pamphlet was basically a fake news article that won Thomas Jefferson the fucking public office. And as soon as Jefferson won, Callender, the scandalmonger, wanted a job in Jefferson's administration, but Jefferson was like, nah, bruh. And so when he said nah, Callender turned his trolling back onto the new president, and he shared letters that proved they colluded during the election, that he was just like, yeah, call him a hermaphrodite. But he also spread the rumor that Jefferson slept with his slaves and fathered children with one of his slaves named Sally Hemings. So it's possible that Jefferson didn't actually fuck his slaves, that it might have just been fake news. What? And we don't know because it's in history as being true.
100 some odd years ago.
And I'm trying to look it up to see if it's been confirmed as not real or if it's fully real.
Snopes.
Which I'm just like blowing my mind. One of his nephews been the father of Hemings' children before changing his mind following the results of a DNA analysis in 1998. Jefferson's biographer said the alleged liaison between Twin Towers and Southern Hemisphere may be described as the longest running miniseries in American history. Oh, one of his nephews may have been the father of the slave's children. But then, no. What? Oh my God, this is so weird. I'm going to have to read into this, and I might have to come back with this later.
It sounds like something good for the show.
Yeah, I'm actually fascinated by this.
I like history busting stuff. Like, that's always cool.
Yeah, and this is the kind of, you see, this is the kind of shit that happens to me all the time, where I'll just be trolling around on the internet not doing anything, and then all of a sudden I find something, I'm like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I come up with content for the show, is just me going on Wikipedia after learning something and then being like, all right, so what's real? And then what you do is you read the Wikipedia article, so you have a general synopsis. Mm-hmm. Then you go down to their sources and you read those to confirm what's actually real and not just taken out of context. And then you present it. And that's how you use Wikipedia as a source, ladies and gentlemen. You use the article sources as your sources. But the article is really there to give you the overall breakdown. Because Wikipedia is way more trustworthy now than when it started. Like, yes, it is. The reason why we were all taught not to trust Wikipedia ever is because you used to be able to make edits to Wikipedia at any point, and it would take like a week before someone noticed because no one looked up your specific thing.
Yep.
Now, because it's such a popular website and it's such a big deal.
Well, and also because so many people were told not to trust it too, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
So obviously that's going to drive the visits down greatly.
Yeah, so the website wants to make it more credible. So they actually have moderators who do nothing but look at edits that have been submitted and approve or deny them.
But
so they essentially rewrite history.
It can still have incorrect information on it, though.
It can. If someone misses something or something similar.
I'm sure it'll be less likely and less of a big deal now than it was.
It is next to impossible for you to actually see like one of the troll edits nowadays, because if it somehow does get on there, it gets snapped up within like a second or two. So you'd have to like take a screenshot immediately when you found it. But yeah, and this is something that's been happening over the last like 10 years even, of them improving themselves on that. But yeah, I don't know why I got into that. I'm off the rails. Let's come back from break.
Yeah, let's fucking
all right.
Let's fucking do it. Hold on 1 second. I might have.
I'm gonna restart Logic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
I have to not restart Audacity. I just have to literally click on it.
Good job.
Okay. I'm gonna start recording, and then I will bring us back. And what do you want to talk about first, actually? Jordan, what do you have?
It is a dumbass criminal.
Those are fun.
Okay. I think, is yours the naked dude?
No.
All right. So do yours, and then I'll do. Do I want to do the naked dude? Do I want to do the toaster? Or do we want to talk about Mars water?
Well, I want to throw into the mix. I have some information about the author from Little Woman. Or Little Women.
I don't know what that is.
You don't remember Little Women?
Mm-mm.
It was a book. It kind of became a series, but it was a book written that is calm and tame enough that they make every like kid read it in like 8th grade, primarily women, because it's supposed to be like a blueprint nowadays.
Okay.
But
well,
there's some interesting things about the author that I just find hilarious because of what she wrote and how she lived are very different.
I think we close on your story because I think that's super interesting. I think that Jordan. So I'll just bring us back, and I'm going to talk about Toaster Lady real quick.
All right, we'll hit Toaster Lady, and then we'll find a way to segue into something else.
And then Jordan, then you, and that should be the next half hour.
I'm down.
I'm down.
I'm also moist.
Sweet.
All right, let's do it.
I am recording.
I'm moist.
Me too.
Sweet.
I am now also recording.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, I was giving it a moment of reverence. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back from break. Almost didn't happen because I think for a minute I thought we were already recording, but we're here now. Sorry. We
were talking about a bunch of random shit.
We were.
Including a story I may have found that'll be definitely on a future episode.
Yeah,
if you want a preview,
if you want to spoil
check it out on our Twitch/YouTube.
Yeah,
you got to self-shill and hit them with that cliffhanger.
So anyway, dude, I actually have, before we do anything else, because I know you guys have some stuff to talk about, but you know how like when you're scrolling through Facebook and there's always those like weird stories that pop up.
Yeah.
So this one we have to talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
You ready for the title?
Yes.
I don't believe in ghosts, but I want to believe in the haunted toaster.
I like the little toaster. Like, what the fuck?
There's a fucking, oh my God. Okay. So this fucking lady, I guess this is from 1984. This is old. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Has this toaster where it would, when you're trying to use it, it would just burn words into the toast, like Satan lives. Right. I guess they talked, it also went viral in 2012 towards the apocalypse thing, because people were,
because everyone was like, oh, my calendar.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm. So she really, so like, there's this video, okay, and I'm just gonna play the video on my end and just kind of walk you through it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're interviewing her, and right now she says, I put the toast in, and when I pushed it down, we heard, I am the devil. It was a low voice, and it sounded like Eli Wallach. I don't know who Eli Wallach is. I don't know. Maybe.
How do you spell that?
I don't know.
I think it's ELI space WAALLACK. Wallach.
Actually, CH. I'm pulling it up.
Oh, excuse me. I did my best.
Get it right. He's an actor. He's an old actor.
Yeah.
He died in 2014.
I guess
I can't remember his voice off the top of my head, but I know who he is.
Oh, here we go. Died in, hold on, there's a link. Died in 2014.
Just said that. He was in The Godfather Part 2.
Oh my God, he was. You're right.
Yeah. So it sounds like that guy, I guess.
Okay.
It's definitely fake. All right. They show it going in to her pushing the toast in. Hold on. She's like, she's holding the toast up, and she's like, you see where it says Satan lives? And it's obviously, and I'm going to take a screenshot and put it on our website, or maybe I'll just link the video or on Facebook, because it's a burned piece of toast, and you could tell it's just like scratched in. Like Satan lives like into the burn, right?
Like scratched into the bread.
And then one of the problems it has,
like they scraped off the burn to spell it.
Jesus.
One of the problems that they have is it won't, like, sometimes won't work. My whole thing is, why the fuck do you have this still, right? So then all of a sudden they show it shoot a flame out of it in whatever this video is, right?
It's supposed to be like an interview, quote unquote.
Uh-huh. And she's like, oh my God. And so he just asked her, why don't you have this? Why haven't you gotten rid of this? Right. And she says, well, to be honest with you, Richard, it makes good toast.
At the end of the day, it still makes good toast.
And hold on. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure I heard this correctly. Hang on. NBC News, Boca Raton, Florida. So it was an interview supposedly.
It was a Florida,
right?
Of course, it was a Florida.
Yeah. So what do you think about the toast? Okay, so let's say first of all, the lady's nuts, right? If you had a haunted toaster, would you keep it?
Yes. I would.
All right, so I have several layers to this that I have to approach.
She says the reason she keeps it is because it honestly makes good toast. But the
all
piece
right,
of
if
toast,
it's making good toast, but it's scary, that's not enough for me, right?
No, and it shot like a 4-foot fucking flame out of the top.
Yeah, it's gonna light my house on fire eventually, and that means it's aggressive. Here's my stipulations for whether or not I'll keep the toaster. One, does it actually make good toast? Because that had burnt toast that had Satan Lives scratched into it.
That's what I think. No,
I don't like burnt toast, and if you like burnt toast and that's good toast to you, you can get any toaster. If you put it on anything past 2.178 on the toaster, it'll come out burnt.
Yeah, on the scale of toastiness.
I like it, but
yeah,
you're
like on the scale of toastiness, you want between 2 and 2.25.
Exactly.
Anything more than that, it's burnt. Anything under that, it's not toast.
Yeah,
that's every toast.
Just a little slightly warm bread.
Exactly. Yeah, because it goes from bread to warm bread to like kind of toast
to perfect toast.
And then ruined everything else.
Ruined.
Yeah,
like you have to scrape it off, and then it's just like, oh.
And it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what that looks like it makes. Also, it talks to you.
Yeah, scared of that. So here's my stipulation. One, does it actually make good toast? Two, is it a evil entity that is obviously aggressive towards me? The 4-foot flame, that's a no-go for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
Can I make money off of it?
Probably.
Is it something where I can open up a Florida's tourist track, see Hell's toaster?
Well,
like it's enough to where if I have a group come in and pop a piece of bread in each time, that it'll do something
supposedly
that isn't aggressive enough that it'll harm someone and I'll be liable in some way.
In this supposed news broadcast, it does the fire out of it. So, I mean, if it does it for them on camera in the 80s, it probably would have done it for everyone. So she just didn't know to monetize.
It's every toast. Because I would need consistency if I'm making money off of it, because this is going to be groups of people paying money to see.
And also, if you watch the video, she has to press the toaster thing down on the side like 3 or 4 times, like kind of like to get it to stick. And she's like, and that's one of the issues it has. Yeah. So, like, with my toaster, with my pinky, I could just be like, shh,
yeah,
and it's good.
Yeah. So those are my stipulations. If I'm in danger, probably not. Mm-hmm. If it's not dangerous to the point where I could make money off it and it's consistent enough where I can make money off it, hell yeah, I'm keeping that, and then I'm selling.
I would not keep this toaster, is my opinion.
People sell off pieces of bread with Jesus' face burnt into it, which, come on, you fucking morons. It's very easy to.
No, I don't care what else it does. I'm not keeping it.
I'm not keeping it at all.
Why would you plug that shit back in? That's going to blow up your fucking house.
Well, my whole thing is, does it have to be plugged in haunted, or can I wait, hold on. Can I keep it unplugged?
That's a bonus.
What if I keep it unplugged and it still works? Yeah, because it's being fueled by the demon.
Because then it's the ultimate camping toaster.
I'd consider it at that point. If I didn't have to plug it in and it still made toast,
that saves an outlet slot. Which, you know what? There aren't that many outlets in kitchens. Unless you made your own kitchen, you designed it specifically to have a bunch of outlets.
I would just like to point out that if no matter what, in any situation, this right here proves if you make something seem like profitable to a person, they're willing to overlook things that they were previously not willing to overlook. Like all of us were like, what? Doesn't use electricity? I'm in. Right.
I was in before that. On the record, I never changed my stance, but that's because I thought I could make profit off it from the beginning. So
that just means you're a little bit cheaper than us.
No.
So
you're cheap. You went against your moral principles for does it not have to be plugged in? I went off of, is it safe enough to where I can sell tickets?
That's even worse.
I don't know if that's worse. In my opinion, that's better.
No,
but I guess that's semantics.
No, because then at that point, you're trying to injure more people.
No, I said specifically, I put a caveat in that. I said specifically, it has to be safe enough to where it won't injure anybody.
That's going to hurt somebody.
Well, that's the thing. If it did the flame law, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't keep that toaster.
What about
it would have to be hauntings that specifically weren't harmful or malicious necessarily, but were consistent enough that I could sell tickets. It's a very specific thing. There's not a lot of instances where I would keep it. Even if it couldn't plug in, for the joke, I said yes. But
no. If we're being honest, I would like start. My Google history would be like how to kill ghost in toaster. Like,
you want to know how you kill the ghost in the toaster? You draw a bath of holy water and you toss the toaster in the holy water.
Like Pope's mailing address for my toaster. That's what I would
just mail it to the Vatican. Mail it to Vatican City with a letter that says, please send back minus the demon.
You know what would be awful? Exactly. You know what would be awful is if you get that to the Pope, right?
Yeah.
The exorcist has it, but they don't understand modern technology as much. They don't realize it doesn't need to be plugged in for the electricity for it to not work, right?
Okay.
And then they go to heal it by placing it in a holy water vat.
Oh my God! And they're like,
you accidentally kill the the exorcist because he doesn't understand that it works without plugging in, and it's basically a toaster in a bath at that point.
Well, thanks to your foresight, we know what to write.
Put a sticky note on the side saying, "Hey, works even without it, so just toss it in. Don't
what would they speak? Italian or what? Do you know Polish? What do they speak there? We're gonna need Roman.
Italian, yeah,
Italian.
We're gonna need to.
I think they have a specific dialect of Italian.
I don't know. But I guess moving forward, I think that one of you guys has something interesting. I bet you can't top my Satan story, though.
I don't know. It's hard to top. It's hard to top a Satan story, but I got a dumbass story for you.
I love those.
So, yeah, I was about to say I love those.
So we got a dumbass over in Memphis, Tennessee.
We've got a dumbass over here.
We've got
not Florida.
Dumbass.
Yay, not Florida.
So yeah, finally, not Florida, Memphis, Tennessee.
That's so bad.
This gentleman, this true stand-up gentleman, meets a girl, right?
Okay.
A girl.
Okay.
Takes her on a date.
Okay.
They stop at a gas station, and he says, "Hey, girl, can you go in there and get me some cigars?" So she's like, "All right, whatever. I'll get some cigars."
Okay.
Walks into the store, and he's still in the car, right? Leaves.
He's sending her in to get him good. What? He leaves.
He leaves
with her car. It's her car.
Oh, I was about to say, he's about to smoke her out. That's what's going on. I've seen that in a movie.
With her car, picks up pretty girl number 2.
Wait a minute, her car?
He stole her car and then goes on a date with another girl?
Yep.
Okay.
So he stole her car while she's in the gas station. Goes and picks up girl number 2. And they go to a drive-in movie theater.
Shut the fuck up.
Those
Absolutely
still?
not.
Yeah, they exist in some places.
Yeah, they still do. There's one here somewhere in Central Florida.
I'm not sure where.
One in Florida?
Yeah.
Memphis.
I want to go. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I'll send you I have it saved somewhere. I'll send you.
Yeah, send me.
There's one not too far from here. Anywho, later on in that evening, I think it was Saturday.
Later on
in this evening, the first lady who got her car stolen gets a phone call. And it's some other woman that said that essentially the guy was at the drive-in movie theater. Knew exactly where he was, what car, where he was parked and everything. Cops go and arrest him in the car. So, proof right there. You just fucking get charged with grand theft auto.
Dude.
100%.
You're a dumbass, bro.
Like
sitting in the fucking car still.
All right, here's my whole thing. He gets a date with a girl. She drives to the gas station, and he says, "Hey, can you go grab me some cigars?" Like, what is the scenario? Is she going inside to pay for her gas, and he's just like, "Oh, while you're in there, can you grab me a pack of, Black and Milds? Here's $5." Like, is it something like that?
That's a great question. And unfortunately,
and why doesn't she take the keys with her? Is he like, hey, can you leave it on for the AC? It's hot. And she's just like, yeah, you're someone I'm on a first date with. I trust you with my car.
I won't trust somebody with my fucking car.
Hell no. I take the keys with me. I say, hey, come on in with me. We can talk while we're doing it. It'll be like a fun mini adventure for our date. And you don't walk off with my fucking car.
Well, yeah, but you also probably don't think that person's going to take your car.
I mean, that's true too. That's true too. I'm going to have the faith that the person I chose.
That's not something you're going to think at all. Let's be honest. You're going to be like, yeah, I'll go in real quick. What did you want? Oh, okay, I'll get it. And you know,
I'll do it. I'm taking my keys. I'm sorry, that's not something
I think that especially being a dude, and we're talking about a girl in that scenario, you would leave your car on, the AC on, whatever the radio was that she's listening to, and you would go in.
Well, and that's probably true, but at the same time, a girl's probably a whole lot less douchebag to do something like that.
See, I still wouldn't. If we're on a first date and I don't know you well, because I'm assuming she doesn't know him well, because there are some red flags that would probably pop up before you agreed to a date if you knew him at all.
Yeah.
Because the type of person who does this isn't intelligent and is also obviously kind of out there. So, like, I'm assuming that this was kind of a impromptu, ooh, this is going to be fun. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Here's my number. Let's do a date. Like one of those things, like they chatted up at a bar or a coffee shop or something, and they kind of hit it off a little bit, and then you're just like, yeah, you know, I just need these, whatever, and they're like, okay, yeah. And then he just fucked off with their car. That's crazy.
Yep, left with their car, got arrested in the car. You can't get done with that, man.
I just love the balls on that guy, where he's just like, so did he agree to the date with the girl just so he could steal her car, so he could take this other girl?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Or. Right? He was trying to go on a date with this other girl. That wasn't going to go through. So then he got this other date. So he's on with her, and he's just there. And maybe he legitimately wanted those cigars. And then, because that's like, you know, hey. And then he gets a text.
And the only way he can get there in time,
he's got to leave now.
Exactly.
Or because my whole thing is, in my mind, the reason why they're taking her car is because he doesn't have a car.
Okay, that's what I imagine. Yeah,
and well, so, that's probably true then. So then he's like, great.
So I think that this is a mousetrap to where he's like, I'm going to get on a date with girl A, and then I'm going to get on a date with girl B. I'm going to steal girl A's car.
He pushes the ball down the track.
Yeah, but down the track, then the cage comes down.
Yeah, exactly.
Then mousetrap. It's a brainy action. The fun is contraption. I can't remember what comes after that, but that's stuck in my head now. Thanks. But yeah, and he stole the car so that way he could take the other girl and date. And because it's a drive-in theater.
Yeah.
Right? So like that specifically, I have a car and I planned this out.
They probably didn't know where they were going, and then they were like,
so you're thinking, what am I going to well, now that I have a car, you know it'd be cool, drive-in theater.
Drive-in theater. Uh-huh. I might as well do this before I go to jail for stealing this car.
Yeah, maybe I can get a fun like drive-in theater HJ.
Oh man,
you never know.
True.
Or yeah. So Jordan, I don't know. That might be a better
I'm just so happy it wasn't Florida.
Me too. That was the highlight of my story
right there.
It wasn't in Florida. I'm okay with that.
Well, that's but I gotta say though, like the balls on somebody though to do something
massive
like that.
100%.
Biggest balls.
Brass, steel.
Fucking
I couldn't do that.
Big hangers.
I couldn't because my IQ's too high though. Yeah. Like I would be like, the risk is not worth the reward.
Yeah, I'm too educated for that. I can't.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna steal a car and go to jail for the chance at a drive-in theater HJ. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not worth it at all.
It's not worth it.
Not even close.
But
oh man. So I think that that guy's an idiot, and he hopefully got some jail time.
Possibly a druggie, idiot. Like someone else in our history that I wanted to talk about today.
Wait. Who?
Yeah. This is my segue. Do you like it? I bought it off.
It's a beautiful segue.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty
nice. It works well. So I don't know if you guys remember the book Little Woman. Or Little Women, I guess.
Yeah, Little Women.
I always say Little Woman.
You were saying that before. I don't know what that is.
So essentially, Little Women was a book that turned into like a little series. That was essentially it was about these women who kind of spurned wealth for, you know, like regular things in life, like they valued smiles and happiness and like politeness and cordialness and being like a proper lady and all this stuff. And it was like tales from their life and excerpts from their life and them essentially living their best life with very little but being content. And it was a huge seller, one, because everyone was fucking poor. So you find someone who's happy being poor in a book. You can relate to the poor things that they had and, you know, struggling to eat and all that stuff, but they still love family. You know, they still had the love of family. They still valued the things that were important. And you know what, wealth, maybe that isn't as important. And maybe I could live that best life by following the principles in these books. So parents bought it for their kids, wanting their kids to follow that model. Everyone was just enamored by these stories. They were very adorable to them. And, you know, it was like a nobility thing. Here's the problem. She was basically just into selling books for the money. And that money was used to buy copious amounts of opium.
Wow.
She was a hardcore opium addict. Like, so bad. It started when she was younger, because apparently she had a back issue.
That's crazy.
That devolved because of some form of hysteria, which whenever you hear hysteria in a medical concern from back then, it's a woman, she's being hysterical. That's a condition now. Because actually, did you know that the cure for hysteria for women was the invention of the vibrator was originally a medical device to calm women down.
Yeah, I knew that.
Well, I mean, you know what that comes from? That comes from back in the day, like this weird prude like atmosphere that existed for a period of time where I don't
all the way till now to a certain degree, but yeah.
But yeah, true now as well. But I mean, like,
not as bad.
A guy would just, like, you know, kind of missionary with his wife, do his get himself off and go to sleep, and that was supposed to be okay because the woman's there to service the man. Yeah. It's much different.
And biology wasn't a thing, so they didn't know what a clitty was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But so to treat her back issue, she did opium. She smoked in opium dens and had drops that she did. It was like the OG CBD oil, except instead of the marijuanas, it was fucking heroin in drop form. And so she got into the book. She tried to hide her earlier works from the world after Little Women became really popular, because her earlier works were like fever dream poems that were essentially describing what it was like being an opium addict.
So how did this eventually come out then? Because obviously it didn't come out right away, because that was...
she had written letters. She had written letters to a doctor, right, that was working with her on certain things, and he kept bringing up that, hey, you keep doing opium, that's probably not good for you. And she's like, get off my back about the opium, dude. Like, whatever. No big deal. Like, I just do it to manage my pain. It's not for the spiritual use that, you know, people, I don't want you to think it's for spiritual use. I'm not doing it to get high. I'm doing it for my pain. Whatever. Like, stop. Idiot.
My back just hurts a little bit.
And it's funny because one of her poems is called A True Dream. And there was a modern day doctor who essentially saw this poem, and she said it was a casebook list of opium-inspired imagery with its slimy, glittering snakes, its stony face, its poisonous kisses, its rainbow smoke, its breaths of icy cold.
Jesus.
Right? And so she had another illness later on, and that's what got her to start corresponding with Robert Browning in 1845. And that was her doctor who was working with her heart and lung disease that she had going on. And
probably from fucking doing a bunch of heroin.
I mean, it probably didn't help.
No,
and she's just like, such a nervous system I have, so irritable naturally.
Medical fucking heroin use. That's gotta kill you. Come on.
right? And essentially there are people now who are realizing that she was legit an opium addict. She was doing 40. Hold on, I have it right here. She was doing 40 drops of laudanum today, which is a massive advanced dosage for an addict. That was like an opium tincture back in the day. It was 10% powdered opium by weight. So it was like 1% morphine per use, essentially. So she basically was doing 40% pure morphine.
She was this fucking shining star moral compass for people.
Yeah, she was this moral compass for people, and she was just in it so she could get the money to pay for that opium that she was doing, because she was like, Jesus, my back really hurts, guys, so I need to do 40 fucking drops, 40% pure morphine in my system per day.
A better question would be, did a bunch of people support her for doing that? Like, did a bunch of people say, oh, well, no, she needs it?
No, people didn't know. People didn't know she used opium. It wasn't until after she died and after the doctor died, because it was like a doctor-patient confidentiality thing, that the letters became released later on in life, and that's when people found out she was a hardcore opium addict.
Well, okay, but so people find out, but do those people believe now?
You know what?
Okay, well,
I haven't found. There are modern historians who.
I'm willing to bet.
It wouldn't surprise me if people, basically got in her corner, because there are a lot of people who are.
Yeah, I mean,
who do that now for shitty people.
What this tells me is that opium makes you very creative and successful.
I mean, to a degree, there is a form of inspiration you can draw from the hellscapes of opium dreams. That doesn't mean you should do it at all. Yeah. I mean, most of the time, the success is just there to pay for the habit, and then the success dries up, and then you still have the habit, and then you die alone on the side of the street.
Maybe I can be the anomaly to that.
You can't be.
You can't be.
Dude, actually, just recently, somebody I didn't even realize was a drug addict
came forth.
Demi Lovato.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Did you see that?
I didn't hear about this.
Overdosed heroin.
She overdosed on heroin?
Uh-huh.
And she lived, I'm assuming.
In the hospital, yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
That's crazy, right?
That is, actually.
And because she's seen as, at least from what I thought, is a decent role model for kids, listening to her music.
That was my understanding.
But I guess, it's only Taylor Swift, I guess.
Taylor Swift is kind of a shitter. Like, as a person, she's just a terrible person, from what I've understood. Which, I mean, it's a lot of anecdotal evidence. I haven't seen.
Well, yeah, but she seems, though, like clean as far as.
Well, yeah, she has a very specific PR image that she presents.
You just don't
and that's
know
why
Bryce.
Her songs are usually safe and all that stuff. But there's a lot of shit. Like, there was that whole thing with Kanye where she agreed to be, like, Kanye West called her to be like, hey, I'm going to do this in the song. It's going to kind of diss you. Are you cool with it? Because it's kind of related to that thing I did that I already apologized to you for. But, like, I'm going to be relating to that in the song. And she's like, yeah, no, that's fine. And then when the song came out, she made a big stink. And then Kanye and Kim were like, yeah, but we recorded that call. So, fuck you, bitch. You did say yes. And so you can't legally sue us like you wanted to. And then she was just like, yeah, but I didn't agree for that call to be recorded. And it was this whole thing. But yeah, she's kind of a shitty person. That's my whole point.
Well, I mean, I might.
But the PR image is there, and kids can look up to the PR image as long as they don't read the news. And let's face it, they're not.
Nope.
No.
And if they are, they're like, "It's all lies. Go T Swift."
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man.
It's only a matter of time until we get one of those that crying dudes like, "Leave Britney alone."
Oh God, yeah.
Where's the Taylor version of that?
Leave Taylor alone.
Not enough people are fucking with Taylor, and Taylor isn't having like a huge breakdown.
That's true. She hasn't shaved her head yet.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Is Britney did that because she was having some problems with drugs.
Do you think that Taylor Swift will eventually lose her shit and shave her head? Want to make bets now?
No, I don't think she'll ever.
I don't know if she'll do that.
No.
I actually don't think she'll have a true blue breakdown I think she might fall out of the public's graces because parts of her will come out that PR can't fix, because it'll be like later in life when she doesn't have like an active career, and so she doesn't keep a public relations person on deck to pay.
Yeah. So it'll come out that she's actually a fucking horrible person.
It'll start coming out that she's kind of a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I don't know about you, but I feel like this was a pretty
I don't know about y'all, but I know about us.
Yeah, I'm thinking we nailed it.
Pretty sure we fucking nailed it.
I think we nailed it. Hey, Patrick.
Yep.
Huh?
I love you. Hey, Jordan, can you plug us?
I don't get enough of you.
You have to earn that shit.
Yeah.
I'm holding out.
You're holding out? No, plug us and I'll tell you.
Let Patrick plug us.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Patrick, plug us. The power dynamics changing.
Let me try to do it. So, okay. Make sure to check us out on all the places where we are. Hold on, wait. I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not done. It's wherever you go at, right? It's always PB, the letter N, J, podcast. So, like, if you go to the YouTubes, right? You go to the Twitch, it's the same thing. If you go Google Play or iTunes, we have a website. There's a link somewhere for that.
This is awful.
PBnJ podcast
.podbean.com. Yeah. So there.
Jordan, I love you. Take me back.
You know,
take me back. Don't let Patrick plug anymore.
You gotta, and then hold on, and then you click.
This is painful for everyone, Patrick.
Click like and love.
This hurts me, bro.
Click like.
No one wants to watch you burn like this. Just stop. It's time to stop.
Oh, I'm just kidding. But seriously, do it correctly, Jordan, so everybody knows where the fuck we're at.
Correctly. First and foremost, you're going to want to look on Facebook, PB, the letter NJ podcast. You can find us also on Twitter at PBnJ podcast. Like Patrick said, it's always the letter NJ.
Yes,
feel free to tune in to this very live show on YouTube just by searching PB&J podcast, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/PB&J podcast. Email us, pbnjpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we haven't gotten an email in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, email us. We love you. Let us correspond, all five of you.
Absolutely. And lastly, for the fancy, good old eargasm version, pbnjpodcast.podbean.com or Google Podcast, Google Play Music, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff.
Yeet.
Sweet.
I love you, Jordan.
Well, thank you, Jordan. You are the master at plugging all the holes, sir.
100%.
Well, when you do it for 66 episodes.
Only 3 more episodes, gents.
3 more, man. We're almost there.
Hold it in.
Then we can call it a day.
Maybe then we can hang our hats up.
You know what would be crazy if we cross our next download goal and it's that episode at the same time?
I would probably just be.
We could do it. We could do it.
Oh, well, only if people share. So, please do.
Yeah, share us. If you got friends, family who like to have a good time, and aren't offended by the word fuck.
Yourself is the problem. So, like, if you enjoy us for whatever reason, because we don't talk about one thing for more than a few minutes, or sometimes the whole show.
Yeah, it's either 2 seconds or 2 hours.
We don't even know what the fuck's going on. So you enjoy it. That's awesome. We love you. Share us with, your friends if you have.
Yeah, share us with your friends. Share us with your family. Anyone who's not offended by the word fuck, just let them know.
Yeah.
So many fucks.
Don't give us a 6-year-old and think we're going to be okay, because we don't know how to reel that in.
Unless your 6-year-old is like ready for real life shit.
Yeah, unless your 6-year-old's just like 9/11 was an inside job, then maybe they can handle the show.
Made for the show for sure. Fuck yeah.
They'll enjoy the conspiracy corner,
You know reptilians. Them email us.
Oh man. And also Trump Elon Musk. Somebody get us to Elon Musk, please.
Yeah.
We need it.
But, anyways, this exit's gone on too long. I'm gonna kill myself. We nailed it. Let's go. Nailed it.
Bye. All right, recording stopped.
Recording has stopped. I am going to export.
Me too.
Me too.
Are we gonna leave these live streams going for a second, or what are we doing with this?
We'll probably kill those.
You want to kill those? Hey, so really appreciate everybody coming in and listening.
Yeah, it made me very happy just to have you all join us. But we gotta go now. Okay, love. Bye.
All right, bye.
Later.